everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Theresa and I am a data scientist here in Germany. And today we are going to talk about how to become a data scientist from a non-technical background. So I have a non-technical background before. I am a biologist. So yeah, I am going to talk to you my journey on how I became from a biologist to a data scientist and what I did along the way to become one. Yeah, so data science is one of the hottest and the best jobs in the market today. Data science is about solving problems using data, and depending on the complexity of that problem, you have to do the combinations of math and statistics and computer science and domain to solve different problems. So when I say domain, maybe the problem is about healthcare or finance or business or biology and so on. So data science is not easy. If you really want to make it as a career, you have to have the love of the subject and you also have to have a passion to learn for that subject because it is very overwhelming to learn. So if you want to change your career, maybe first assess if you really hate the career that you have at the moment and the thing that you want or the subject that you want to change is the one that you really love, because sometimes it becomes overwhelming. So yeah, the first thing that I did to change my career from biologist to data science is that I learned online, or I did a lot of self-learning online. So one thing that I did first was learning how to program. And there are a lot, today there are a lot of things to learn how to program. There are a lot of ways. So you have YouTube, you have Udemy, you have DataCamp, you have Coursera, you have all those big platforms to learn. And back in the day, I learned programming through CS50. So CS50 is a very famous course in Harvard. I learned that and it was a very good course because they really teach you how to think like a programmer. So they're going to teach you about data structures, abstraction, algorithms. They're also teaching you a lot of different languages or programming languages like C, Python, JavaScript, and so on. So that was the first thing that I learned, yeah, on my journey. And it was not easy. It was very overwhelming, but it was difficult, but it was also a lot of fun. So I would suggest that if you really don't have a programming background, I think go to that course. So it's CS50, just Google CS50 and you will see that course. The teacher was so good and I highly recommend that course if you want to learn programming. So after learning online, after learning all the theories, it's now time to get your hands dirty. So what I did before was I downloaded free datasets from different sources like Kaggle, Zillow, Global Data, and yeah, just from different sources. So I downloaded these free dataset and then I play on the data. So what I meant on playing on the data is that I did a lot of data exploration, data cleaning, data engineering, and sometimes I also did some machine learning application on that dataset just to see, just to feel how it feels like to handle data, yeah, and how to process that data and so on. And after doing a lot of that, I think you will have the feeling of how it feels like to become a data scientist. But data science is not just like, getting the data and cleaning the data and applying the algorithm. It's more than that. So sometimes in real world it becomes so messy, the data becomes so messy or not available, and then you have to find a lot of ways how to solve the problems using the data that is available to you. And yeah, sometimes the data gets so dirty. So I think it's very important to really know how to handle data. So there are a lot of courses as well on how to handle data, how to handle, you know, empty data, how to deal with outliers, and so on. So I think it's very important to look for tutorials that are tackling on those things, because like 80% of the data scientist's job is to clean the data, and that's really true according to my experience as well. So it becomes so messy sometimes. So yeah, learn those things. Yeah, so after getting your hands dirty on cleaning on those data, I would suggest to make a portfolio in GitHub or make your own website just to showcase your portfolios or the projects that you did, so that in the future when you apply for jobs, you can show it to the companies that you apply for, and what you have done there. So it's like your little experience, that to show them that you have some knowledge on how to handle data and how to deal with data in general. So, and if you put that in GitHub or in your website, it's very important to explain what you're doing, what's your goal, and why you're doing it. So add some comments on your codes so that, you know, the company or the other people that are looking at your codes will understand as well why you're doing it and what is it for. Yeah, so after, you know, getting my hands dirty, I then applied for an internship. And the process of learning online took me maybe, I don't know, 2 years, 1 to 2 years, because maybe partly I was also procrastinating. But yeah, so the whole process of learning programming and doing some, you know, dealing with Kaggle datasets is around 1 year to 2 years. And then after that, I thought to myself, maybe it's already time to apply for an internship. Maybe someone would, you know, give me a chance if I already have those portfolios in my GitHub. But reality struck and no one wants to get me. So that's some of the challenges that I faced from on applying on a data science career without a technical background. So the reasons of the companies why they don't want to get me is that they said I don't have the technical background. So yeah, turns out that 1 to 2 years of self-learning was not enough, and even I have those certificates in Udemy's and Coursera, it was still not enough. So challenging part. So that's why I decided that if no one really wants to get me because of my degree, I have to do something about it, because it seems like online courses, like those small online courses like Udemy or Coursera that you can finish in 1 month, seems like they don't trust it, or it's not, you know, the credibility is not yet strong enough. So I decided to apply for a master's degree in data science here in Germany, and that's the thing that really opens to a lot of opportunity in data science. So once I studied like data science, master's in data science for 1 semester, I applied for an internship, and a lot of companies so there are 2 big companies that offered me internships. So yeah, they just open suddenly. So I think it's really important. I think as for me, self-learning and online courses didn't work, but I'm not sure about you. So because sometimes, you know, when we are applying for jobs, sometimes luck plays a big role. Yeah, so that was my journey. I applied for a data science degree, like a real one, and then after just studying for 1 semester, a lot of companies offered me a job. So yeah, it was nice. While I was learning data science, I was also working as a data scientist part-time. So it was a bit, you know, like it needs some time management, because it was not easy. Like doing my data sets from Kaggle, it was easy because the data was already good. But when I really came to a real world problem, the data is so messy. It's very different than what I have just what I was just dealing with perfect CSVs and so on. So it was not super easy. So that's why I really want to recommend that learn how to handle messy data, because that's what you're gonna face in real world. Yeah, so as for someone who wants to become a data scientist, I would suggest to really learn programming. So the most famous programming languages data scientists use nowadays are R and Python. And then I would also suggest that you will learn databases, because it's very important to learn database, like MySQL, SQL, Neo4j, MongoDB. Those are the famous database that companies are looking for someone who wants to become a data scientist. And then I would also suggest that you learn math, so math and statistics, especially linear algebra, calculus, probability and distributions, matrix decomposition, some descriptive statistics. Sorry, I have my list here. Yeah, so those are the some of the common maths that you have to learn as a beginner. But of course, there are a lot to learn, but I would suggest learn those things first, because those are, for example, in the data exploration part, those, for example, descriptive statistics is very important to learn your data. Yeah, so those are the basic, or those are the maths that are common to learn. After learning those, get your hands dirty, build a portfolio in GitHub or build your website, explain some things there, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and make sure to be detailed, and make some comments in your codes, and then apply for an internship if you are ready enough to if you feel like you're ready to apply your knowledge on data science. But I'm telling you that it is not easy. Like as I've said before, as for me, it was not easy. So I would suggest that you keep on going, because sometimes luck really plays an important. Sometimes there are really a lot of people that are more fit in the job, and so they will reject you. And so yeah, just keep on going and apply for a lot of internships, especially now that I think the market is a bit tight because of COVID. If that process won't help you, then maybe consider going to a university and get a data science degree, like a master's, like the thing that I have at the moment, like the thing that I had, because I already graduated. So 2 years only, and then on the side work and find an internship, because once you have that in your CV, it seems like companies are really opening up if you have that degree. So that was for my experience. So I think it's important to have that. And yeah, so that's all for now, and I hope you learned something. And maybe I would also put in the description box the links of the courses that I have learned before, and then I would also put maybe links of the books that you can read, so that you can get a head start of your data science journey. Bye!